Uh,
Well, are we behind schedule or something?
In a world of smoking stories where the good times flow, there's a podcast rolling, putting on a show. The three amigos gathered, mic in hand, you see. The Cigar Loons are calling, wild and fancy free. Oh, Gaz with his laugh, a booming joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out their podcast dream. From humble beginnings, just a thought, a spark. Now they're lighting up the airwaves, leaving their mark. They talk of life and laughter, and the cigars they hold dear, dispelling all the worries, banishing all fear. Oh, Gaz with his laugh, a booming joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out their podcast dream. Through debates and discussions, they always find a way to make you feel at home at the close of every day, with tales from their adventures and insights sharp and keen. The Cigar Loons are truly quite the listening scene. Oh, Gaz with his laugh, a booming joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out their podcast dream. So light up your stogie, settle in and hear. The Cigar Loons are talking, bringing joy to your ear. Gaz Grumpy and Matthew, a perfect smoky blend. Tune into the Loons until the very end.
Mm. Yeah. Good
what
evening.
is going on?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
My
Tuesday,
friend.
right?
us, we all. Yeah, it's Tuesday, and that means one thing: we're live, live from England
Hey.
and live from America with the Cigar Loons podcast. And I just want to put out, we're sorry we weren't live last week, but things popped up and different things, so that's why we weren't live. And apologise for the week before, where, of course, we weren't live on Rumble. There was technical issues on Rumble, and also we had a report, and of course, fought it,
Yeah.
won. But we're back, and we hope you've
Somebody
all had
don't
a
like it.
great. Yeah, we hope you've all had a good weekend, and of course, we hope
Haters
you enjoyed
gonna
tonight.
hate.
And stay
I'll
tuned,
behave.
because at the end of the show, we've got some news for next week and what we're doing next week. So
Oh, okay.
keep an eye out. But what are you guys
So,
smoking
hey,
tonight?
that's what-
I've got my Old Faithful, so I've got my pipe tonight. I haven't got a cigar. Well, I will be smoking a cigar in a couple of weeks' time. I'm still on me dry away from cigars at the moment, and I'm doing good.
he
6
he
weeks down.
kills me with
6
with
weeks.
that meat shit. He kills me with that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what. Well, anyway, what are you doing there, Matthew? Tell the boys and
Well,
girls.
I think I don't remember. I might be smoking the same thing I smoked 2 weeks ago. A Diesel Wicked.
It's all right. It's all good.
You
Because I'm
know,
smoking the same
it's
thing I've been smoking for the last 2-3 weeks.
it's one of my favorites. I just love it. I don't have anything special right. Well, I do, but I'm not going to smoke a special cigar when only two of us are smoking cigars. So
Yeah, really. I mean, you know, I was gonna.
I don't want to brag and have a Yagua in front of Gaz when he's not even smoking.
That
Gareth,
wouldn't be.
motherfucker. I heard you fucking slip up then with Gareth. I tell you. I heard you.
I know. I went with your government name for some reason. I don't know what that was about. Sorry.
We don't use my government name on here. Fuck me. I've already been arrested 1,000,000 times. We don't need to use our government names. Fuck me. Jeez, I'm gonna have the popo after me in a minute. Shit.
People, I don't know what
If
they're
Gaz
talking.
goes dark, my bad.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, see, I was intending to have a blunt before y'all
Philly
get carried away. A Philly blunt.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that, and I thought, I've already done another podcast and everything else, and didn't take time to pick it up. So why bother? You know, I got an hour to kill, so I'm doing another no-name Nicaraguan unbanded factory second. You know what I've been for the last couple of 3 weeks. But yeah, that's what I'm having again. I'm thinking about ordering me another bundle of them. I mean, they're pretty good, and they fit the budget. So, I mean,
Yeah, man.
sometimes you
That's the
gotta,
thing, though.
sometimes you gotta stay between the lines for a few.
Yeah.
You gotta behave once in a while. You gotta rein things in once in a while.
That's been the biggest thing with me, and why I haven't been smoking a cigar for like 6 weeks is because of reining things in. Of course, January
Yeah.
is always that shit month. I know, of course, we're now in February, and that's crazy when you think of it. We're in February already. But you're always catching up, aren't you, in January? You're always catching up on different bills, different things that are coming in.
Oh, yeah.
The birthdays start, and it's like, damn, it was my father-in-law's birthday just last weekend, and we brought him a nice miner's lamp because he used to work in the mines, of course, collecting the coal here in England. So we've got a miner's lamp, and it's got his badge number on for his employee number and everything. So that was nice. And you're always catching up, aren't you? And then things pop up, and you're like, "Dang, where's that bill come from? Dang, where's that one come from? Damn, where's that one come from?" And it's bill after bill after bill, and then you're like, "Shit, I ain't got no play money. I need to go rob a bank."
Certainly been there.
But I'll probably get caught, knowing me. Because I'll probably do an Ozzy Osbourne, wear fingerless gloves, and touch everything.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well done to Ozzy anyway. And of course, I know he didn't get the Grammy, but of course, Youngblood got his first Grammy, didn't he, for Changes, which of course Ozzy wrote when he was in Black Sabbath. So that was a big thing at the moment over the Grammys. And of course, the nice dedication song that was done. Well done, of course, to Jelly Roll as well, with the awards that he won. And I do like Jelly Roll. I think Jelly Roll's a good singer. He is, and he's made some good tunes at the moment. And then, of course, the disastrous Royal fucking Rumble. What a shitstorm the Royal Rumble was. What a shitstorm.
It was fine. Yeah, so I only had 2 real issues with the Rumble.
Empty stadium.
One, it wasn't actually empty. So the whole time I kept looking at it, thinking you were right, but it really wasn't. It's a really bad design. They had these LED lights behind everybody's head, and they were bright, and it made it look like no one was there. But there was a couple of videos I saw of people in the stands filming next to them, and the whole thing was full. You just couldn't see them on screen because the fucking stadium was a bad design. But also, they weren't there for the women's match hardly at all, just because it's in there,
Their laws.
Yeah, so a lot of them weren't inside for the women's match. But, yeah, not going to get into what I feel about Sharia law. I got this thing about not wanting to die. the
Oh,
one thing I will say that I
talking
thought
about
was
Shiloh.
no, let's
I like
not.
talking about
The one thing I thought was absolutely asinine, and just there's no excuse for it, and that was fucking what's his hell the the beast what the hell is his name again? I lost his name.
Obafemi.
No, not him. The big white dude that
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. He got thrown out of the ring during Jay's intro. I didn't even notice it happened. I'm sitting there looking at it going,
I didn't notice it happened. I was watching it, and then I'm looking and I'm going, where the fuck's Brock?
Why is Brock out? And I had to rewind it and find it because they didn't even say anything. He got thrown out during Jay's intro.
I tell you one thing though, I gotta say, to me it was a bit lackluster.
How do you know you're no longer relevant?
Yeah, I enjoyed Omar Femi being in there.
I think he's going to be good. I think there's a few people newer people that got my attention in that show, and that was Sol Ruka. She's awesome. That Soul Snatcher is a wicked move.
I tell you, she reminds me a little bit of. She reminds me a little bit of Lita.
A little bit. She's skinnier, but yeah.
She reminds me a little bit of Lita.
She's just so athletic though, man, and she's fun to watch. I think I could get used to watching her because she's fun to watch in the ring. I really Obafemi, man, that dude's a beast. I love him. And he looks like he's a good wrestler too. He's not just big. You know what I mean?
He's been doing good in Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a surprise to fucking anyone that Roman Reigns came in and won it.
No. Nope.
That one, whatever. Yeah. I like Roman Reigns. I as far as if you think about it, last year's WrestleMania I felt was disappointing. I think they're building to a WrestleMania that's going to be a little bit better this year. But I don't know. I still don't know what they're going to do with fucking AJ because, he lost the retirement match, but I don't think he's going to retire.
I've heard of
one of those deals.
He is going to go over to TNA and win the TNA World Championship. And that's a rumor that I've heard. And basically, he'll come back, have one more match, and he's done. But I seem to think the reason they've given Roman Reigns the win this year is so he can have this dream match, of course, against CM Punk, win the title from CM Punk, and basically he's a Grand Slam champion then because he's won every single title just before he comes up to that retirement age. Because as we know, Roman isn't going to be there for much longer. He's retiring. We know AJ's retiring. Cody Rhodes, he said, by the time he's 40, maybe 41, he's retiring. Well, he's already 40 now. So he's coming up to retirement. Brock Lesnar's already said this is his last year this year. So I think what we're going to see is Lesnar against Gunther. I seriously know that match is going to happen because that's on the cards. Sure. But what did you think about the Master Assailant again? Who do you reckon it is? Because as we know, Bron Breakker was number one to be going in. And then all of a sudden, we get this masked figure again, all in black. And
he's
number two, so yeah.
I think it was Seth.
One. Well, people are saying Adam Pearce. People are saying Adam Pearce, aren't they?
There's no way it was Adam Pearce. He's not big enough. The guy in the mat, like the cloaked figure, the white dude, it was definitely a white dude. I checked.
Or they're saying it could have been your best mate, Jake Paul. I know you and Jake are friends, and you and Logan.
Definitely not friends with the West Boys.
I never knew.
Although if they want to come have a drink with me, I'll definitely do that. especially if they're buying. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's Seth.
I didn't know you put my bet on. I don't know.
He'll let just anybody into his
did you
garage.
see? Did you see fucking Seth? He was on ESPN, and somebody said, hey, so I hear you're coming back to rest. You're gonna be back at Rumble.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he didn't know how to respond because he wasn't.
My daughter. Yeah, because he turns around and he says, "No, I'm going to be looking after my daughter." Why the wife?
Yeah, I think he was there.
What did you reckon of Al Grande and Al Grande 2? Becky was in the Rumble, and of course she got eliminated by Natalya.
Yeah, she got eliminated quick. Yeah.
Yeah, but what did you reckon? Who do you reckon Al Grande, original Al Grande? Because we know this Al Grande.
Well, that's what's his face?
Kaiser. Chad Gable, but people are saying...
Yeah, it's Chad Gable. Yeah, he just has a beard.
Well, people are saying it could be Alberto Grande. Because of the physique, the tattoo, they're saying it could have been him under the mask. Because Chad's
Well, I didn't notice the tattoo, but it could be. I don't know. It's all stupid. I'm so tired of the El Grande Americano shit.
Do you reckon with what we saw from this at Royal Rumble, Matthew? And I know you didn't see much of it, but of course we've been talking to you about it. The whole thing of WrestleMania being in Saudi next year. Do you reckon they're going to have the same dismal approach to WrestleMania, or do you reckon it's going to be filled and it's going to be a great time? Because to me, the whole thing of the female wrestlers, they must have been sweating their bags off in a full suit. And of course, we know with Shia Law, basically in the Arab states, women are not allowed to show skin because basically it's against their religion to show their skin of a woman or something or the other. So that's why they did.
It's like those women, like I was laughing. My wife was like, "Are you serious?" Because after the women's match, it was the Gunther match, and he comes out there and he's basically in a Speedo. She's like,
"You know what I said?
What?
You know what I said to on that one? I said, it's all right, isn't it? There's all the women are covered up, so you can't see no titty. I said, but you got a bloke standing in the middle of a ring in his shorts and you can practically see his cock. I said, but they're not moaning about that, are they?
No, I'm guessing there's some things I'm not going to say there.
I'm not insinuating nothing there, Grumpo. I'm not causing none tonight. I'm not starting none and I don't want none.
But now, see, the hard part of all this for me
I don't think it was hard. Otherwise, we would have really seen it.
Watch out now. Don't get too cute. I'll rat you out about your brick wall.
Hey.
Yeah, I know things.
It is a solid wall. It's solid.
Yeah, I can tell by the way the bricks are laid. You laid that yourself, didn't you?
I was drunk during this part.
He was doing his whiskey. Yeah, he was doing his whiskey podcast when he was laying those bricks.
Bob the Builder must have been fucking pissed when Bob the Builder put that up. Jeez.
But no, the whole wrestling thing. See, right now it's hard for me to even, relate to it because of the errors that I came through. Yeah. That same kind of hook, that same kind of entertainment, along with the comedy, the whole different pitch lines and stuff, and them guys, the way they acted it out, and it was just so much different. And these guys, these new guys and stuff, I just can't I just can't relate to any of them. I mean, it's just a different, from at once the Undertaker, Austin,
Yep.
that whole attitude.
Era.
Once they started
Era.
falling out of it, man, that there wasn't anybody that was catching my attention, to keep me really focused on it, and that's why I just sit here when let you all talk, man, because uh
There's some
yeah,
great
it
wrestlers
just
on the roster.
yeah,
There is at the
but
moment. Some great
you and I
wrestlers.
know those sea gas
Yep.
because we're and we're still trying to get that smoke beyond the mat back up to
Yep.
hint, drop drop a name or two there. But we're still trying to get that back up, and that's what the reason I like that is because we have such a scope. I mean, we can talk about the new guys. We can go back and pick up a couple of stories about
Oh yeah.
somebody out of the '70s, or out of Southeastern Championship, or out of Georgia Championship, or out
Oh
of the
yeah.
Midwest, or we can
Or,
go and
or from
grab
Canada,
those
of
things.
course.
I love doing
Yep.
that. So yeah, we need to get that
Blame
back up and going.
Canada.
Just saying.
It will be coming. It will be coming back, and like we say, of
Yeah.
course, you'll be able to catch on that. And then just thought we'd bring that up. But of course, what are you guys? What are you guys excited about cigar wise that you've seen coming out in the cigar news at the moment? What cigars have caught your
Mm.
eyes and what haven't caught your eyes at the moment?
Well, I am excited for the Punch Big Egg Roll that just got announced.
Well, we
Their
will
Year
be
of the
mentioning
Horse,
more. We will be mentioning more about the punch later on the show.
and
We will be
then
mentioning some more about that one. We will.
the this year 26 Amazon Basin was just released
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago. Definitely gonna try to get a couple of those. Um, other than that, like there's some rebranding that's been happening. I'm really enjoying the content, the new content that Casa Carrillo is putting out
Mhm.
lately. I
Yeah.
think they're onto something with their new face of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
other than
I think we're
that,
seeing a lot on with
we'll see.
modernizing. Well, we're seeing a lot of
Mhm.
modernizing and where things are going and different things. What about you, Grump? What are you looking forward to cigar wise that you've seen? New cigars that you want to pick up and try, or you're interested in seeing where they go and stuff?
Well, of course, one that I'm very, very, very anxious about. We can't really talk a lot about at the moment, but y'all know what that's
Well,
all about.
we have got
Uh,
the name for the cigar. We finally got the name.
okay,
Mhm.
that's cool.
Do you want to
Well,
reveal? Do you want to reveal it?
the
Is it
name
is
The
that
name.
that
we're not
so
gonna
Nope.
so
we're not gonna do
we
what we
are
originally said.
It's already been finalized with who's making the cigar, and she wants that
Oh, okay.
cigar name.
And that would be let's reveal it because I'm curious and I don't know.
Grumpy, you won, so you get to announce it. It's your name of the cigar that you chose.
well then it will be called Mystic Honey.
Mr. Cunny.
Mystic
Well,
Honey will be the name.
that's funny. That's awesome because that's honestly was my favorite, even more than the ones that I threw out there. So I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like I
Well,
said, and I'm not sure, but
come on.
me and Matthew were kind of in that ballpark on that name. So I mean, I'm not, he's probably as much responsible for that as I am as far as that goes, because we
I'm
kind of hit
motivated.
that, we kind of hit on that night, and it just, I don't know, it
I'm
had a
motivated
ring
because I
to
didn't
it.
get my choice. I thought
is she still?
sec. I thought Sex, Guns, and Honey would have been good, but no, nobody wanted mine. Nobody wanted no one wanted the Big Long Schlong.
Well,
So
I
yeah,
mean,
come up with some really great names, but
and
nobody wanted them.
I'm in enough trouble calling it Mystic Honey, but it'll be
What?
okay.
Hey, so I do have to ask: Is she on board with the size we talked about and the blend choices we already talked about?
None of that's been done yet.
Okay.
The name's been done, and we've got to talk about that later on.
Yeah. So that's
We
Which,
that's
I sent over all messages, and we came back with the name. She's happy with the name, so I wanted to announce the name and finally get it out and just say, look,
awesome.
we were going to vote. We were going to have the vote that you could all vote on. But when Bree saw that name, she was like, guys, I absolutely love it. It's dope. So let's run with that. Sorted. Okay. So that's what we're running with. So that's going to be Howard's cigar that's coming this year. And of course, it's going to be Mystic Honey by Honeybee Cigars. So keep your eyes out for more information on our Instagram and also, of course, on Honeybee Cigars Instagram.
Yes.
We'll be coming out with more information as it's available. So keep an eye out for that. But go on, Grump, sorry. Carry on, my bro.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I was just checking, make sure I didn't have a important pending message. Life is going on, so I'm trying to keep one ear to one. So
Life goes on.
You know something?
life goes on, man.
I've been looking at cigars, and
yeah,
a couple that have taken my fancy are on GQ at the moment, and it's El Septimo. And one, of course, is the Emperor, and then they've got a Caesar. So I'm looking at them. There's some other cigars that Sam's adding from GQ at the moment that I'm keeping an eye on. But to be honest with you, I'm pretty getting to that point now where I want to have something different, and it's coming. I'm seeing that change in the market when I'm looking at Havana House. They're getting more, of course, Adventuran, and I do like Adventuran cigars. I got to admit, I really enjoyed their cigars.
yeah. I think that's one of your
Roman Craft. Roman Craft, I absolutely love. Roman Craft cigars are really brilliant. So I'm always looking on what's coming out.
Exactly.
But one that took my fancy, and of course, it's not going to be over here in the UK, but it has just been announced by Half Wheel, and it's the Indiana Hoosiers. Of course, undefeated season 2025. And that's the box of cigars. And it's a nice looking bloody box. And of course, the Bocock brothers are celebrating Indiana's undefeated football season with new cigar. So in mid-January, the Indiana Hoosiers football team capped off an undefeated national championship season, and they will soon be a cigar released to commemorate the accomplishment. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars, which has produced branded cigars for a number of college and universities, has created a new cigar deck out in the Hoosiers Crimson that will be available next month. The cigar will feature an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, a Honduran binder, and a Nicaraguan filler. They will be offered in a 6x52 Toro Vitola, with the price ranging at $27.50 per cigar. It comes in a box of 10, like we're showing now on the podcast, and that is available for $275. And of course, this is basically what's been posted by Half Wheel. The cigars are produced in Honduras at an undisclosed factory, with the number of cigars being produced, also undisclosed. The company will open a pre-sale for the cigars via its website in the near future for consumers, which will also offer them to retailers. The cigars are selected for release in the first week of March. So basically, that cigar will be available in March to get your hands on. What do you reckon of the box of them and how they look?
Well, I like the the look of it. I'm not a Hoosiers fan, so I don't have any kind of school loyalty to want to grab one of those or any of those. But I don't think there's a lot of cigars out there I don't want to try. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to
so
try one, but now if you wanted me to buy that box
yeah,
for
ain't gonna happen.
myself, that would have to be, that would have to be in UT Orange.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and if they had a box of cigars from I think was it '98 national title, if they had one of those, a box of
Yep.
cigars like that, you might get my credit card number on that. I don't know. Just
Good
depend on how
old Rocky Top.
stupid expensive. Yeah, it just depend on how stupid expensive it was. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, I like the concept. Don't get me. I do. I like that. And yeah, they deserve something special. So yeah, I'm good with it.
I think it's
I mean,
I think it's very unique. It is. It's very
yeah,
unique, and
it is. It is.
it's nice looking, and especially if you're a supporter of that team, to have
Uh-huh.
that box of cigars to put away, and you
My
can of course
point.
keep them, and then
Exactly.
you've got them to show, or you've got one to smoke and keep the rest, and it's a
You know.
nice design of a box. But yeah, so next on, of course, tonight,
Next.
and Matthew did, of course, mention it, and we're going to be talking, of course, about the new Punch. So we're going to be talking about it. So, and something, I looked at this today, and I was like, okay, this has got my fancy, because just by the look of the box alone, as we can see on screen, which there we go.
It's kind of crazy looking there. That look like a.
It's a crazy little box, isn't it? It's like leftover Chinese.
cigar container.
That looks like a. That looks like an ammo box. That looks like there should be some duck shells in there or something.
It's made to look like a Chinese food takeout container.
Well, that was my other. That was my other guess. But and it does have more of the shape, I guess. Yeah.
Did you happen to see what the size of this is, Gaz?
So I'm gonna go through it anyway now. So of course, in 2019, Scandinavian Tobacco Company, non-Cuban Punch, kicked off with its Chinese New Year series, and the release, of course, was the Punch Egg Roll. Next week, the egg roll will be back, but just a bit larger. So the original egg roll was a 4.5 by 50 ring gauge, but the 2026 version will be the egg roll XL, and it's a 660. Like the original release, it features a brushed foot, meaning the bottom part of the cigar does not have a wrapper, which means its binder is visible.
Jagged.
The Egg Roll XL also uses the same blend, which is, of course, a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper over an Ecuadorian Sumatra seed binder, and fillers from Colombia, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and the United States. It will have an NSRP of $7.99, and it comes in a box of 20 that are designed to look like a Chinese takeout box. It is scheduled to ship, which was Monday. So this was shipped as of Monday out to retailers. It was.
All right, pretty slick.
I will be buying myself a box of them.
Get yourself some baby burrito egg rolls.
Because you don't do 660s, so that surprises me.
I don't.
You're buying them in a 660.
I don't, but I love these cigars. They've always hit every note that I love. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something about the year. Whenever they do the Chinese New Year cigar, man, I have enjoyed every single one, and I always go back and buy more. Like last year, I think I went through like 5 or 6 of those bottle rockets. It's just a good cigar. And they were smaller too. They were like a Robusto torpedo size.
Yeah.
But they just make a good cigar, and I'm a pretty big Punch, New World fan in general.
Mhm.
Obviously, like one of the only cigars I bought a box of anytime recently was Punch Classic Maduro London Clubs.
Yeah.
Because I like those little cigars. I think they're perfect for when I want to smoke something that's going to be less than an hour.
Mhm.
And I just enjoy them. And I they're not anything what I would call special, but they just make a good cigar. And these ones are kind of special in my opinion. And they're only $8.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's not really extremely overpriced as far as that
No.
goes. It's not, you know, some goofy price
Doesn't-
for it.
Oh.
It's actually reasonable. So it's got that going for it too.
And actually, to get that at
When I read
that
up on it,
size
when I
is a
read up
really
on
good
it,
price too.
Yeah.
when I
What's that,
read up
guess?
on it, and of course it said it was a 660, and it was of course the NSRP being $7.99 on them. I was like, wow, for a 660, you'd be looking at 660, maybe $12 to maybe $15 for a 660.
Yeah,
It's
Maybe a
what
little
you were
bit
like
saying.
less.
like a
Yeah.
any of those, like so I put them almost in the same category. I don't think they're quite as special, but they're in that same category as like the good Lord, my brain just shut the fuck off. The True Estate, like number 9, 660, and stuff like that. Like they're in that category in my opinion because they have that full flavored, full bodied, really nice flavors,
Yep.
and but they're like 2/3 the price. It's not. To me, like that's a special win. I'm gonna get those every year when I get them, when I see them.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And my other favorite cigar that's just come out.
Yep. You know something? I've got to say,
Shall we
I
guess?
love I love an Amazon basin. I do,
It was
and
number 1.
we're not we're not very fortunate enough to have, of course, the egg rolls by Punch or any of the non-Cuban ones that are made for the States, like Punch, of course, Cohiba, and so the ones we just get the Cuban version here. And of course,
The ills of
it is a
living
shame.
over there.
But next bit of news, and this, of course, was also shared by Half Wheel. So big shout out to Half Wheel. They put this information out and we get to talk about it, and they've posted it, of course.
Yeah.
And it's to do with the PCA. So, of course, the PCA have announced some news, and the news was there's the Premium Cigar Association announces 3 new board members. So earlier this month, of course, it was last month, basically, this was put out, but I've only just caught up on it. The Premium Cigar Association, aka the PCA, a retail trade group best known for its annual trade show, held elections for its volunteer board. 3 new members have been elected and 2 existing members have been re-elected. Each will serve a 3-year term that will begin after the general membership approves the elections in April. The new board members are Paul Copeland, Short Thing Cigars from Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, Michael Frey Cigar Box from Las Vegas, and Brandon Hayes from Renegade Cigars, which is Richmond, Texas. They will be replacing Joshua Evarts, I think it is, and Jessica Hudson and Angela Yao, I think it is. And the 2 re-elected board members were Christian Aurora from Ciali Cigars Co. and Teresa Wesling from Georgetown Tobacco. The two years the associates saw an increased percentage in the board elections, and we are surely accepting everyone who applied, was nominated, and was ultimately elected to serve, says Todd, owner of ZT Cigars and president of the PCA board. I look forward to working with the new elected board members as we tackle agendas from modernising the Association of Education, new event programming, and stable programming and stuff. So, congratulations to the new, of course, elected board members on the PCA. And seems to be they're getting new people in there to help and get the PCA where they want. What do you reckon on the new elections, guys?
Well, I don't know much about those 3 new members,
No.
but any progress in PCA is probably going to be good for the business. The business world right now is such a tough thing to navigate, so I think it'll be really important for those guys to really step up. Those people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say guys. But yeah, I think this is going to be a tough a few years. The entire climate business wise is very up in the air. I don't know how cigar world has been affected, if it's been affected as much as everything else around here, like the retail world. But things are getting weird. So
my bad. I did it.
Yeah.
My bad. I did a grumpy. I pressed on the rumble.
See, quit touching stuff.
I just kept the talking away. I'm just trying to keep the show going, Gaz.
But yeah, I mean, and it's like you said though, the entire climate, of this whole thing, and I think it's a good idea to keep fresh blood rotating through your leadership like that. That way things don't get stale. You keep fresh ideas, you keep fresh eyes on things, you keep you keep a finger on the pulse. I mean, like Matthew said, the world that we're in now and the environment that we live in, it doesn't really matter. I mean, just like even with us here, yeah, we get loose with things we talk about. We throw things around, but we also know that there are things that you can open your mouth about and totally tear the castle down. We're smart enough to know this, and it's like you said, Matthew. They got to know, that everybody knows that in this society we live in, you've got to walk a fine line, or you can sink your battleship before you ever get out of port.
That's right.
And it's sad that it is that way, because I came from a generation, you go back and watch some of the TV shows that I grew up on, and you'd be in the streets protesting, just saying. But we had a whole different attitude and look at things, and a lot of things that people get wound up about today. My generation growing up, we could have cared less, but nobody paid attention to that. We were just the weird people, out of the 70s and 80s that didn't know what was going on. We were just the weird people. But
I think that had a lot to do with the amount of booger sugar that was in the air back in the 80s.
Booger sugar.
The 80s were a little special.
Mm-hmm.
But
they were.
I mean, I don't know. There's things that like you said, Grump, I don't know. There's some things, I'd like.
Exactly.
There's some things I'd like to go off about, but I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
Because I'd like to come back on here next week.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about.
There's a load. There's a loading, something.
You got. It don't matter.
There's two sides, right? of every industry, as we know.
Well, yeah, there is.
There's a good side,
There is.
there's a bad side. And it's the same with the cigar industry. There's a good side, there's also a bad side. And some of the bad side with what's going on is trying to shut people's accounts down, trying to shut their ambassadors down for them,
Yeah.
reporting their accounts and trying to shut them down. And it's like, why are you trying to shut the ambassadors down for them? Why are you trying to shut their account down for them?
What is there to
Is it
gain
jealousy?
from all that?
Yeah, what is there to gain? And it seems to be there's anyone who's up and coming now, they're not getting that help to be out there. They're getting put back, or they're getting reported for what they are trying to build and do. And but up next, of course, and you know us, we talk about different things, and this is to do, of course, with some other news. And we did mention, of course, non-Cubans. We have mentioned, of course, Scandinavian Tobacco Company, and this is to do with Scandinavian Tobacco Company. So, of course, Scandinavian Tobacco Group shuffles portfolio and sends Cohiba to Forged and Room 101 to General. So, Scandinavian Tobacco Group is making changes to its two US sales divisions. Most notably, the non-Cohiba brand will be now sold by Forged Cigar Co. Historically, the brand is being sold by General Cigar Co. The STG is swapping 5 brands between the two sales divisions. So, as of February 2nd, this was announced, Portuguese, Room 101, CAO, Don Thomas, Altitan del Bronze, Excalibur, Hoya de Monterrey, Humocare, Macanudo, Mihere, and Panta, all forged are going to be, they're all going to be, of course, General brands. Forged brands are going to be Cohiba, Punch, Havana Honeys, Alec Bradley, Bolivar, Chili Moose, Diesel, El Rey del Mundo, Al Gloria de Cubana, and Odyssey. The brands have been changed. Portfolios are in bold. Which both divisions are owned by STG and sell STG brands. They are a rare instance that the cigar business needs of internal competition between two sales teams. General and Forged are owned by the same company and share many of the same resources like factories, marketing teams, and are led by the same executives. However, the individual sales reps are directly competing against their co-workers, selling similar products, the same retailers in their territory, a setup that is unique within the cigar industry, though it can happen in larger industries like food and alcohol. Forge Cigar Co. is expected to expand its sales team, collecting 3 changes are aimed at making Forge in general equal divisions to terms of sales as part of STG's Focus 2030 campaign that's kicking off. The move comes 5 years after STG announced Forge, previously General Cigar Co., handed most of the company's brands, though at the time Alec Bradley and Room 101 weren't owned by STG. Also, a third division, Mia and Dutch, will operate as the wholesale arm of Cigars International. It is also sells cigars to retailers, but oftentimes to non-Cuban specialist stores that may lack the required licenses or volumes to order directly from a cigar company. Mia and Dutch have also grown in sales force, and as part of the changes, STG has announced that it has removed certain brands from the price list. So Al Estrella Cubana, Los Santos Deluxe, the Room 101 Farce, Sancho Panza, Honduran Bundles, and also Brosco. So Brosco, Habana Bundles, La Estrella Cubana are being moved to the Mia Dutch portfolio, and the company has not said what will happen to the other brands. SCG, which is publicly traded on the NSADAQ Copenhagen, also owns retailers such as Cigar International, Cigars.com, Cigars.bid, Thompson Cigars, PipesandCigars.com, and Segura. The company also has a strong machine-made cigar business, especially in Europe, which, I know, of course, I smoke them, Henry Winterman and stuff, as well as units that include pipe tobacco, roll your own tobacco-free nicotine pouches. So there was a lot to go over there with Scandinavian Tobacco Company, and a lot what they're changing. Do you reckon it's for the good having two of your own teams fighting against one another? What do you reckon on that one? Because that's quite unique.
Yeah, that's that's different.
Well, we can go into some more detail on this in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
With you know.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it is still very, it the funny thing is, yes, it's kind of an intercorporate competition type thing, and you've got that going on, but then you look at it, it's all owned by one entity. So
Yeah, Scandinavian Tobacco Company, of course.
it's two teams. It's two teams competing for your pocketbook. It's kind of like American politics. Two wings on the same bird. It's kind of one of those things. Scandinavian is the bird, but then them two intercorporate deals, them's the two wings of the bird right there, and they both flapping at your pocket. So
Mm-hmm.
they're doing. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see, what this intercorporate competition turns into. It's going to be interesting to see, what kind of results that gets. But I do, I do see the business aspect of that. It's it's good for Scandinavian on the fiscal side. Let's say the profit sheet should look good. Just saying,
Right.
you know.
Well, they're reporting on the profits as of last year. They've seen some decline on some markers, and then they've seen an increase in some markers. And you know something, Scandinavian own a lot of cigars when you look at it, of different brands, and of course what they bring to the UK with different machine-made cigars like Henry Winterman and different things. They've pretty much
Well,
got their hands in a lot of different things, and it seems to be
That's right.
this to keep growing and growing and growing and taking more on. Who
and
knows who else they might buy this year?
another thing I'd like to throw in there, with this whole intercorporate competition thing, you take a look at who owns what, who owns which brands, okay, and see, you know, does each team have equitable, you know, brand names to work with, or is one side getting the lesser known budget brands and the other side getting all the best sellers? Are they equally? How are they?
Yeah,
How are they
I
broke
get what you
up
mean
there?
there.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, is
That
one
could
getting
play.
in 101? Is one getting Alec Bradley, or is just one just getting the two main ends and the rest are getting like the budgets? Yeah,
Yeah, how they breaking it up?
yeah.
How are they doing all that? But like I said, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be something to watch.
Yes, sir.
And like you said, we might get a little more inside info on it at a later date. You never know.
Yeah. You'll just have to keep your eyes open for who we got coming as guests, of course.
Hmm.
But that's pretty much a wrap up there on a bit of cigar news that we've seen going on and different things. I'll tell you one thing though, guys. I'm really excited now for the next process with our cigar from
Yeah.
Honeybee. And of course, we now
Hmm.
got the name And now's the time we're going to be pressing hard. And we just hope there's anyone watching there on Instagram or rumble.com or on YouTube. Please go and support us when it's out. Go and check out, of course, Instagram and different things. And we're excited to be bringing this because it's been a work in art. It's been a work in art for a couple of years now, trying to get it finalized. Of course, we had a couple of samples from different factories. It didn't touch what we wanted. The band didn't look great to what we wanted. So now we're getting to that point where working with Honeybee, we're in the right process of where we want to be. And a big shout out, of course, to Brie for sponsoring us. And you know something, if anyone's looking from the cigar industry and you're looking at sponsoring a podcast, then please either get in touch with me at Rocky_cigar_and_pipe_review, or you can get Grumpy_cigar_preacher, or you can get Vitola_and_proof, and shoot us a message, and we'll go over, of course, what we give back in sponsorship, where we name you on the podcast and different things. But Grumpy's eating. What the hell are you eating?
Some kind of chocolate-covered chocolate something.
The son's girlfriend was baking these earlier today, and it's a chocolate cake ball dipped in liquid chocolate. It's just.
It looked like a chocolate drop. There's a rabbit dropped.
It just brought me one. So, man.
That'd be a big shit for a rabbit. I'm going to tell you.
I'll tell you. Yeah. Now. But yeah, it's excellent. Kudos. Kudos to the cook. Yes, sir.
So as we come into next week, we've got our very first guest of the year coming next week. So stay tuned, and we will announce more of who the guest is and who's coming. But it's going to be an interesting show, learning about their cigars and talking about the brand, talking about how they started and bringing you that information. Hey, Grump.
Yeah.
Are you voting for anybody in the elections that are going on at the moment, brother, in the States?
No, I don't live in that state. Can't vote.
Dang. But then again,
what can I say?
How can you vote for a snake? That screws everybody. But you got to be honest enough, haven't you, to be running?
You have a confused version of what politics is if you think they got to be honest.
True.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Good luck to everyone who's running, of course. I know there's a lot going on at the moment with
I'm telling
politics
you, man.
in the States, politics in the UK.
There is. It's crazy. I like to say,
geez.
Yeah, is if you're going to venture into politics in this country at this moment, with the temperature of what it is, I don't care if you're running for dog catcher. It don't matter. You better put on your full body armor, because there's folks out there that'll smile to your face and stick you in the back when you walk off.
Yeah,
and it don't matter from the highest to the lowest. Just watch yourself if you're gonna get in it.
Just want to say a thank you to Roland Sotoff, I think it is. He's put nice content on Instagram, so thank you, and thank you for watching.
That's right, man.
I really appreciate it. And I also want to say, of course, another thank you to our followers on YouTube. So we've had another new follower on there. Thank you to everyone that's following us on Rumble.
Yeah.
And of course, if you are catching us on Instagram, also come and make sure that you check us out on Tuesday nights if you don't want to watch on Instagram. And you want to be, of course, featured in the comments, come and check us out on our YouTube channel, which is, of course, the Cigar Loons podcast. And you'll be able to comment in the comments, and we'll see them. And, of course, we can post your comments. And if you've got any questions for Grumpy or Matthew or for myself, then we can post them on the podcast, and we can answer your questions. And, of course, when we've got a guest on, even if you've got a question for that guest, then by all means, best place is YouTube.
I don't know. I'll
Post
make up
it
something.
and we'll shoot the question to, of course, the guest. But you know something?
Yeah. What is it?
Can't believe we're in February already.
Telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's crazy.
Been a crazy year so far already.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how fast things seem, Of course, I could go off in the Bible on that because it says that, the days will be shortened.
Yep.
Things will accelerate. And it does appear that way. I mean,
I keep seeing
just
mentioning
saying.
the doomsday
I mean,
clock non-stop. I'm forever seeing the doomsday clock. The doomsday clock.
they's getting ready to be, yeah, man. They's getting ready to be things go on that's going to freak people out. And just,
yeah.
It's going to be crazy. Don't fall for it, but it's going to be crazy.
I think it's a crazy time anyway at the moment with the news, what's being posted in the news, of course, with different things and all the rest. Oh, we just had a comment. We have from Whiskey Tube, and Whiskey Tube's put, as you get older, time flies by faster.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep,
you ain't lying.
True. I tell you one thing. And I know this doesn't come to Matthew, and trust me, Matthew, I wish I was like you, brother. I truly do. But retirement, dang, since I've been retired because of my health, every day feels like Groundhog Day. And then when you look, it's like, what? It's Friday? I thought it was Monday.
Yeah.
Shit, where's that gone?
I'm telling you, man.
It's just crazy.
Exactly.
It's like repeat. Sleep, conquer, repeat, as Brock Lesnar said. Sleep, conquer, repeat. It doesn't seem like I'm conquering nothing. It just seems to be going on and on and on and on. It's like, dang.
Yeah.
Where's it?
Some days it's like, uphill push, and that sled just gets heavier and heavier. True. But, we managed to make it through to the next one. It's
And of course, for anyone,
we ain't on the bottom of the pile every day.
Yeah. For anyone who hasn't been watching, please go and check out on rumble.com Grumpy's Coffee Talk Show. And last week, Grumpy touched on a subject that needed to be mentioned, and that, of course, was the injustice of the American care system. So go and check it out. And if anyone's got any advice of how Grumpy can go on, then please reach out to Grumpy. He'd appreciate a little bit of advice. When
I'm thinking though on the update on that. And that's why I keep looking at the phone, because I may get a message here or whatever that I have an update on that. So it's looking really good. Let's just keep the prayers and the positive thought.
Did you send the message to who I told you to send the message to?
I don't think it had to make it that far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. I think it hit something pretty quick, pretty local, pretty close by.
I feel like I'm out of the loop here. I need to find some more time to talk to y'all outside of the podcast.
Something I can say is the power of words.
It was a family thing, man.
It's certainly reached to where it needed to reach. When you're talking about it, and what did I say to you? You put it out, it's going to reach. So hopefully it's done in the positive way. But
that's the thing over there. I use that platform. And I do talk about a lot of different things. But I use that because it's like I say it very frequently. We were all educated under the basic same system. We were all told, what to think. We weren't actually really taught how to think. and look at things through our own lens, through our own common senses, and come up with our own conclusions. We've always been told what to think. We've always been given the answers. This is what you believe. This is it. And that's what I use that platform for, is to put stuff out there to get you to look at stuff that is right out there in front of us and see it as it is, not how you've been told or taught. Look at it with your own lens. Take all the glasses off. Look at it through your own eyes. That's my whole thing.
The thing
Teach
is, you've been
yourself
I
how
take
to
the
think.
glasses off. I can't see.
Well, I
But
mean, sometimes we
been
just
talking
need to
about-
close our eyes.
Yeah, but you've been talking about interesting things, haven't you? Of course, you did the Groovers back, and you were talking about the
Talking about
reemergence of
vinyl records,
vinyl on there. Of
We talk
course,
about
you've got.
anything. Take
Well, the thing is,
suggestions.
it's like you were talking about Sasquatch as well, weren't you? So you talked about
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
we take
course.
suggestions.
Yeah.
Got
You've got
topics
your
you want to talk about?
Grumpy's
Send a
got a
message.
show coming out tomorrow. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central. I think it is. Yeah, 6 p.m. Central. I think it is tomorrow.
I think so. 5 or 6.
Your new show's coming out tomorrow that Grumpy's recorded, and also Grumpy will be having another show coming out on Friday that you'll be able to catch there on rumble.com. So if you can, please, everyone, go and check it out. Go and subscribe. Give him some support on there, because he's bringing out some really great shows that he's doing. And Matthew, how's, of course, the CUNT club going?
I haven't actually been to a real meeting because I think they're meeting tonight.
Well, that wasn't timed real good.
They do their there was a reason it was called "See You Next Tuesday," I think, right? So not just for the name. But yeah, honestly, those dudes are so great. Some of the best dudes I've met in a long time. I love talking to them. I am going to possibly sometime in the near future show up in their club while on here with you guys.
Cool.
So, maybe have one of them step on with me too. These guys are great. There's some really good people that really want to bring, cigars to everyone, and everybody, whether you agree on everything or not, as long as you're not a piece of shit, you're probably welcome. It's a pretty great group of guys. Same thing with the whiskey group I'm in. I'm so happy to have those guys around. They're like you guys. They're getting me through these interesting times.
Yeah.
Something. That's the thing with. That was the thing with tonight. So at 7 p.m. my time, I joined the Forge group, of course, with Darren, who does the Cigars and Stories, and some of the other guys like Lewis, of course, Rich and Brett on there. And it's basically supporting one another in a man's group and talking about mental health, talking about our goals for the week and what we want to do goal-wise. If we can give information to anyone on legal ramifications of taking our partners to court over our children, if we're separated and there's some stuff there, just trying to support one another and being there for one another. So I joined them and had a chat, and we were talking about the next Cigars and Stories. They're meeting up at the end of the month at the Greyhound Inn pub. So it's only just up the road from me. So I said, I'll be able to get there. I might come and have a pint with you all. So I'm looking at that, if I can do it. As long as it's not on a podcast night. If it's on a podcast night, then I won't be going. Because, of course, podcast comes before different things. But Cigars and Stories will be starting up in March again, around the fireplace with a cigar. So I'll be making sure to be going to that quite regularly and chilling out with the guys. And they will be joining us on a future podcast. So Darren and the guys from The Forge will be coming on, and they'll be talking about The Forge to everyone. And for our English listeners, you'll be able to hear more about it. And if you consider joining, doesn't matter where you're situated in the UK, you can join. The meetups are normally in Stoke-on-Trent, so Staffordshire, in England, in the West Midlands. And the Cigars and Story Nights are in Staffordshire, of course. But it's looking it's going to go further afield. And from what Darren was telling me tonight, it looks like the Forge might even be coming to the United States. And he's looking at working in prisons in the United States, of course, working in the YMCAs in the United States, and also going into schools and talking about the Forge and different things with support for lads and different things. And you know something, it's not a sexist group before anyone thinks, oh, it's just all men. It's a way for men to talk about different things, because sometimes we do struggle to talk about mental health or different problems that we've got going on. So to have a male support group, and that's what it is, and different things, different learning strategies on what you can do, putting stuff into place. So say next week you've got a big business meeting. You'll know what your goal is for next week. So I've got this business meeting, right? I need this. And then you know that's your goal for next week. There's at your business meeting, you need to have your presentation ready. You need to have all your facts ready and different things, going and looking smart. That's your goal. So my question to you guys is, what's your goal for next week? And what I'm going to do, every podcast now, I'm going to ask you what your goal is for the week. So what's your goal for this week coming into next Tuesday, Grump? What's your goal?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, I mean, I haven't really been a big goal setter as of late. I've just been, I've just been happy to be here to participate and
to sit in your corner and ramble on.
Just
sit in your corner and ramble on.
I'm every day is a blessing to me. I mean, regardless of what happens, just because I'm still here, because several times in the past I could have checked out, but Abba Father saw different. I'm still here, so every day is a blessing to me, regardless. But I do want to see us, progress.
Just before we go into it more, Roland has just said he's listening from Honduras. So thank you for listening from Honduras.
All right.
We're reaching everywhere. We're reaching Honduras now. Thank you for watching and tuning in. But go on, Grumpy, sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying that I want to see the three of us, take off in our little, the things that we're looking at. I want to see all those take off. This podcast, I want to see. I mean, and yes, I need to start looking closer at some, different people to possibly invite to be on or whatever. I do need to do that. Sometimes keeping all the squirrels organized, gets to be a little bit of fun, but
might be your goal then for the week. Reach out to a couple of people. That might be your goal.
Find somebody, contact somebody, send an email.
Okay.
Matthew,
what's your goal from this Tuesday to next Tuesday?
Well, I got a couple things. One, I guess the first thing I'll say for my job, I need to continue to focus on really stepping up my game here. I feel like I've been struggling a little bit to focus on things. I've had some stress lately that has been pushing my attention away from the things I need to focus on. So I'm really trying to dig in at work. Then at the same time, with this podcast, I'm really trying to step up. I'm trying to turn it up a little bit. I've gotten, some contacts moving finally this year again.
Yep.
but just, trying to stay on top of it is my issue. Like,
Yeah.
I sent a couple emails during the podcast here because I forgot to do it earlier in the week. It's one of those things where it's like,
It happens.
there's so much going on, and it's like,
Yeah.
I need to be able
Right.
to try and navigate my time, my schedule better. You know what I mean? And that's just really,
You know what I've always said.
that's a long and a short-term goal for me right now. It's
There
just
you
trying
go.
to get my shit together.
It's what I said tonight
There
in
you
the
go.
Forge group. Whatever you are doing, basically, if you can spare 2 hours a week, if that's an hour sending emails, then the hour for the podcast, and then I know sometimes you get 2 hours, but if that's what you set a week, there's right 1 hour I'm going to send off a dozen emails, then that's your goal. It's like my goal from now to next week is sit and start getting Smoke Beyond the Map back on and start getting that planned. Get a regular night. There's me and Grumpy sit, and we do it, even if it's just in the afternoon. When Grumpy's sitting at dinner time in the afternoon, and I'm not doing nothing in the afternoon, just sit and we record the show and get the show out. So that's mine. Also, looking at the presentation of how we do the podcast, if there's little bits of things I can change now, we're in our third year, of course. We've been running with the same slides for the last 2 years. Is there something I can change and take out and change it up a little bit? Of course, the songs aren't going to get changed because the songs are catchy. Everyone knows the jingles for us. But looking at that and then also sending a couple of emails out to people and saying, look, do you fancy being a guest? And also, and this goes out to the leaf cutters. Boys, we're waiting. This goes out to you. We're still waiting on the date. So come on. See this little finger? You got to go pop and pull it out and give us a date. So come on. We're waiting. You're slacking. Leaf cutters, you're slacking. Pull that finger out. Go pop and give us a date. Much love to the leaf cutters. Much love to them.
Man.
They give us as much shit as we give them. And we absolutely love them, and go and check them out if you haven't already checked them out because they're good dudes. They are. And I'll get in touch with Gib and sort out the date for us going on with them. Yeah. And also, of course, reaching out to some other podcasts and seeing if we can get them come on with us and seeing if we can go on with them. And all of us try and get in that next step because there's so many of us, but we're all doing unique things. And I think we should be supporting one another and not having all of them going this way and going that way, and then there being like this big jealousy thing on podcasts. Because there's a lot of jealousy with some podcasts. Yeah. And
far more than there needs to be.
Yeah, and you look at it and you go, why are you jealous? Why are you jealous of a podcast that's been going 3 years? Why are you trying to report them or shut them down? Why are you trying to do this? And it's just crazy bullshit in politics again. And you're like, we're all doing something that brushed off. We're all doing something that we love at the end of the day. It's just crazy. We just had another. Don't set goals because goals have ends. Set an objective with no limitations so your energy is focused in a direction.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube, I get that. But I also know there's setting goals, basically, and I know it has ends. I set out last week a goal in the Forge, and I'd done it by this Tuesday. And that was to get the finalization of the name for our cigar that we're making with Honeybee. So I reached out to the guys, got the names last week, of course, and sent it out to Brie, and finally we got the name, which of course is go on, Grump, announce it again to everyone what the name of our cigar is going to be.
The Mystic Honey.
Mystic Honey. Yep. So of course,
I did heat on that, but
you know something, right. we'll be giving more away, and we'll also be telling you why it's mystic, why it's honey. Well, you already know it's honey because it's Honeybee. But why we came up with Mystic, is there a story behind it? We were eating magic mushrooms that day and tripping out, and we just thought, you know what? That's the name we're coming up with. You
I ain't
never
done
know
that in a
what the
while.
story's going to be. I've never done it.
I mean, I've
I've
never
never done edibles. I'd like to try some edibles, see if it can
All I
cure some of
did,
this pain.
all I did was go ask Alice. That's all I'll say.
Alice? Who the
I asked,
fuck is Alice?
all I did was
That's a
ask
song.
Alice.
You know something? When that song came out by Chubby Brown, which is a comedian from the UK, and it started out and he goes, Alice? Who the fuck is Alice? And it's like, oh, dang. This is risque, this song. And I remember it. We used to go the clubs. So basically, with the grandparents, it was like either the Miners clubs or the Legion clubs or stuff. And it used to come on. Me nan would put her hands behind my ears. And I'd be there going, and I kind of get used to living next door to Alice. And she'd be like, you say that next word and you're grounded. And I became on watching it. And he was like, dang, I better not say that word.
Now, I think we're talking about two different songs.
Yeah, I think
you are
I know who
too,
you were
but that's
talking
all
to.
right.
You were going
Yeah.
down the rabbit hole with Alice. I already know where you were going, Grump. Down that old rabbit hole with Alice. You know something? We're going to be coming out with some more song lyrics as well, because there's a lot more song lyrics that are
Yes.
really risky. And it's like, dang, where are these coming from? But we hope you've enjoyed the show this week. So big thank you, of course, from me, Gaz, and as you would have seen, the Brit, of course. Matthew's taking his name away, but Matthew is known as Mr. Whiskey. And Grumpy's known as Mr. Tinfoil Hat, but he's got, of course, aka Tinfoil. Well, that's Mr. Tinfoil Hat. I'm the Brit, and we've got Mr. Whiskey. And
I
we
don't
are
remember taking it away, but
the three amigos. So thank you for watching this Tuesday. Of course, we are back live next week at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, midnight in the UK, on Instagram, YouTube, and rumble.com. But for me, stay smoky. Matthew?
I always say, don't start and won't be done. That's fine.
There you go.
Lately, I've been wanting to start some, but I'm trying to not let there be none. So I'm gonna be nice.
Appreciate it, Whiskey too.
But yeah, thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us, Grump.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. If you're not already liking, subscribed, and all that, please go do it. You know, follow us. Share us around. You know, we're just crazy guys enjoying cigars. I love you. Abba Father loves you too. But if he's not driving the bus here in 2026, yeah, you might want to switch places with him, because there's some potholes coming. Till you see me on my next one. Love y'all.
Grumpy says we're crazy, but tonight we've all taken the happy pills, so we're not crazy tonight. But next week, if we don't take a happy pills, we might be a little bit. But yeah, catch you next week. See you soon.
Got a guest next week. We'll behave.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we've got a guest, of course. Make sure to keep your eyes open, because we're going to announce it within the next hour. Who's the guest is.
In a world of smoking stories where the good times flow, there's a podcast rolling, putting on a show. The three amigos gathered, mic in hand, you see. The Cigar Loons are calling, wild and fancy free. Oh, Gaz with his laugh, a booming, joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out the podcast dream. From humble beginnings, just a thought, the spark. Now they're lighting up the airwaves, leaving their mark. They talk of life and laughter and the cigars they hold dear, dispelling all the worries, banishing all fear. Oh, Gaz with his laugh, a booming joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living at the podcast dream. Through debates and discussions, they always find a way to make you feel at home at the close of every day, with tales from their adventures and insights sharp and keen. The Cigar Loons are truly quite the listening scene. Oh, Gaz with his laugh, a booming joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out the podcast dream. So light up your stogie, settle in and hear. The Cigar Loons are talking, bringing joy to your ear. Gaz Grumpy and Matthew, a perfect smoky blend. Tune into the Loons until the very end.